Welcome to the Church of Thomas. Jesus as Intercessor, 325:11. Now, with Jesus' birthday just passed, earlier in March, it came to me that we often put Jesus in a different position than he chose for himself. And it's sad because if somebody says, here I am, these are my teachings, this is what you need to do to talk to God, and it gets twisted so that you are the one who is being worshipped. Now this can apply to a saint, it can apply to a movie star, it can apply to any idol or hero that you have. But there is never, ever going to be a need to go through someone who you feel a little bit more of a connection with than going directly to God. It's very human to not feel comfortable going to the top. It was something that my dad had always taught me, is that when you couldn't get answers from people that you were dealing with, keep going up the chain of command until you got the answers that you needed. Well, in my way of doing things, and the way that the Church of Thomas has always been set up, is that Jesus was the teacher of how to do it, the guideline, the model to follow. But the actual talking to God can be done and should be done directly. Why would you send a letter to someone who you admire, hoping that they would send it on to somebody else, who would send it on to somebody else, who would eventually get it to your destination that you wanted it for? Wouldn't it be better to put the postage on and go directly to the source? That is what the Church of Thomas teaches, is that by going through intercessors, you actually interfere with the prayer process, and going directly to God is the fastest way to get what you need explained to you, inspired for you, delivered to you, and help you. Going through a bureaucracy has never been Church of Thomas's way. Keeping that in mind, let's read a couple of verses. Reconciler, Gospel of Thomas, verse 28. Jesus said, I came to live in the flesh. I came to live as a man. I found all people were drunk. I found none of them thirsty. No one was seeking truth. My soul cries for the people of earth. They are blinded in their hearts, and they do not see anything. They came into the world to learn and become better. The liar and that brood have emptied them. They have become dissipated, stagnant, and self-satisfied. Light will come again, because I will light the way with fire. For the moment they are intoxicated. When they shake off the wine of this lost life, then they will thirst again in regret. Verse 99, Jesus' students said, Your mother and brothers are standing outside, insisting that they see you. Jesus said, Those who do the will of the one are my siblings. Blood kin may also share the same spirit of the one, but those of like mind are already related to me. Giving your love to everyone will be together with the one. One of the things that most Trinitarian doctrines call for is the idea that the way to talk to God is through a minister, a pastor, a priest, a deacon, someone who has an in with God. When we do this, we negate some of the effectiveness of our prayers. We dilute it. And who's to say they get it right in passing it on? God knows our heart. Even if we stumble in our prayers, even if we do not know the right words, if we are speaking from our hearts, there is no need for an intercessor, because God will see what we need and our pain and our needs and be able to talk directly back to us. Can you imagine a chain letter that, again, with the analogy of the letter, gets sent like 4 different places until it finally winds up at its destination? Well, what if the answer to that had to come back through the same chain? Wouldn't it delay everything? Wouldn't it possibly get garbled, like a friend telling a friend telling a friend? The advice of the Church of Thomas is to understand that because God loves all of us directly as children, as people that are loved, that there is no barrier or boundary that needs an intercessor to overcome. God is formidable, but God is on our side. God loves us. And like any good parent, God would never turn away a child who wanted to say something. God bless the whole world, no exceptions. Angel Eliza.